human beings thrived when they realized that cooking food builds up our brain. Believe it or not, prehistoric people did not cook their food. They'd slaughter a buffalo and eat it, right? And their brains were really small. When they realized that they throw the beef into a pot and eat it once it's been cooked, the brains got much bigger. So it's really one of the main things I've learned from Chinese medicine in 35 years is this idea if people are not healthy, particularly digestive problems, just simply converting from raw foods to a cooked food diet will help many people's energy. So basically, that what I'm really excited about is that there are things you can do to boost your energy with food, which don't involve buying anything or spending more money. Okay, so the first thing you can do is there are about 7 major allergens in the United States. I would add corn to that list. The top 2 are dairy products and wheat. So if you avoid these 7 or 8 allergens, you will feel more energized. And this involves not only the 7 or 8 allergens, but if any of those allergens affect you, negatively affect you, right? So if you don't have a problem with wheat, you can eat a limited amount of wheat. If you have no problem with dairy, you can eat a limited amount of dairy. I'm not saying you can eat these allergic foods every day, but if you have, you know you're allergic to a food, avoid it and you'll feel better energy. Now, the next thing you can do to help get more energy from food is the spirit in which you eat is important, right? So we all do this, including Andrew, right? We're on a rush, got to eat, and we feel stressed out. And believe it or not, our body gets stressed out. Inside, it's going like, wait, I'm in a rush. How am I going to digest this food if I'm in a rush? So what you can do, and this is point number 3, is religious people say grace or prayers before each meal, but people who are not necessarily religious can have a moment of silence or a moment of grace before we eat. And the advantage of that and why we get more energy is we relax before we eat. So when the food comes into our system, and we have a good spirit in which we're kind of slowing down, we're more relaxed. Ideally, we have some friends and we're not talking about stress. How's your day going, Martha? How is your day going, George? You know, that kind of thing. That's a healthy meal. And we feel more relaxed and our body itself feels more relaxed. So if we're just really stressed, gobble down that food, again, we can easily get digestive problems because all our energy is going into the stress. It's not going into digesting the food. But if we can calm down, eat easy to digest foods, then we can feel more energetic during the day. The last tip I have to offer you, well, there's 2 last tips actually. One, to get more energy, I would suggest eating more. Many, myself and many practitioners would recommend eating more frequently through the day. So we're talking about instead of 2 or 3 large meals, to get more energy, we may be eating around 4 meals a day, 4 to up to 6 light meals a day instead of 2 or 3 big meals a day. Now, I'm sure everybody knows this feeling. You know, we're in America here, or most of us are in America here. We have Thanksgiving dinner. We overeat. What happens? We want to sit there and watch TV. That's like the only thing we can do. If we want to have more energy, we need to eat lighter, less fats, more protein, eat less amounts. And again, it's the spirit in which we eat. Unfortunately, many people I know have stopped doing family Thanksgiving because there's so much fighting and arguing, political things and all sorts of stresses that are shared. So many people I know now are doing smaller Thanksgivings to make it more stress-free. And the final idea, which I didn't mention earlier, is cooked foods. So many times I would do consults with integrative physicians, and they know so much about herbs and vitamins and lifestyle. And they go, well, what can you share? What can I learn from Chinese medicine that will help give my patients more energy? And I would tell them, eating cooked foods, because cooked foods are much more easily to absorb than raw foods. And there's two things that I've just mentioned that really go counter to what most people think. Now people, we hear something, a couple of our friends do it, and then we think, well, I should try it. Everybody should do this. And that's where we're at with intermittent fasting. And there's one idea of for everybody having a 12-hour fast. Almost everybody can benefit from a 12-hour fast. In other words, our last meal is 8 at p.m. We don't eat until 8 a.m. the next day. That's very good. Anybody, that would help just about anybody. But when we have people have chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, cancer recovery, surgical recovery, chronic hepatitis, autoimmune disease, we don't want to fast. Our body needs lots of energy. And how we can support our energy system is by having smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. So we have no energy, eating a light breakfast is a good idea. Our energy starts to dip at maybe 10 or 11, maybe having a healthy snack is really good. So I think that for people with chronic health problems, that eating, 4 meals a day, maybe even slightly more, may be more appropriate than intermittent fasting. And then the idea of raw foods has been with us for the last 30 or 40 years. But the bottom line is that human beings thrived when they realized that cooking food builds up our brain. Believe it or not, prehistoric people did not cook their food. They'd slaughter a buffalo and eat it, right? And their brains were really small. When they realized that they throw the beef into a pot and eat it once it's been cooked, the brains got much bigger. So it's really one of the main things I've learned from Chinese medicine in 35 years is this idea, if people are not healthy, particularly digestive problems, just simply converting from raw foods to a cooked food diet will help many people's energy. And that's because the body, if you're eating raw foods, see, our body temperature is approximately 98 degrees. When we're eating soups and stews and other hot foods, they're around the same temperature as our body. When we eat cold and raw foods, and the very worst food to eat, absolutely, for no doubt about it, is ice cream, because it's fat and dairy and it's cold, right? So our body has to get so warm to convert that into energy. It just doesn't work, So if you eat a little lean protein, a little vegetables, wow, I can thrive with that. If you eat a light meal like a whey protein shake, yeah, I can get stuff done. But the more you eat heavy stuff and cold stuff, it really can sap your energy. And that's what I found, and that's what thousands of my patients have found. This concludes our podcast for today. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please comment below and let us know what topics you'd like to hear about. And be sure to like and subscribe to help us grow our channel. If you'd like to know more about us, please visit our website at getwellfoundation.org.